Yo, in this video, man's going to be showing you all of my old sponsors that kicked me off their teams. I'll be explaining how I got sponsored by them, what it was like riding for them, and yeah, that's about it. Let's get into the video then. My very first sponsor that I ever had was called ACRYLIX clothing. Now this sponsor was pretty much a scam because in order for me to be sponsored, I had to pay for clothes off them first. Then after paying for the clothes, it was then 30% off every order that I got, but still, I don't know if that counts as a sponsor considering I had to pay for it. That was back when I was like 16 and all I wanted to be was sponsored, so you know, I was willing to pay for one. If they actually want you on the team, then they're obviously going to give you free stuff. You should never have to pay for shit. The people at ACRYLIX clothing were pretty nice people, to be fair, so I'll give them that. But just be cautious of some brands out there, because all they want is money. Like that Proteus brand. Scammers. And I didn't get kicked off this team. After riding for them for like a year, I just thought, nah, man deserves a better sponsor, so see you later. My second sponsor that I got was called ROLLBACK World, or ID2. My second sponsor I didn't have to pay for, so that's all good. This brand messaged me on Instagram after seeing all my Insta clips and thought, yo, brother, do you want to be on the team? And I was like, yes, of course. Then they asked for man's address, sent me some wheels, forks, and bare clothes, so they even paid for me to go all the way to Wales to Ramp World Cardiff so I could enter a competition, which I come second place in as well because I'm fucking hard. And then I stayed on the team for another year or so and then we just parted ways naturally. So, see ya later. Right, now this is the first team I actually got kicked off, so listen up. My third and fourth sponsors were joined together and they were SKATEBOX and Crisp Scooters. Now this one ended quite badly. Now SKATEBOX was a scooter shop which opened up in my hometown Lowestoft in 2016. I got sponsored by SKATEBOX for being the best rider in Lowestoft at the time. He gave me some free wheels, grip tape, grips, and probably a lot more which this brain can't remember. It was pretty sick riding for them, to be honest. Like after I finished work on Friday, I'd go in there for a couple-hour chat or something, pick up some parts and go sesh for the weekend. And the owner was a funny geezer. Now at the time I was on SKATEBOX, Crisp Scooters started this thing where they were partnering up with scooter shops and they were offering flow sponsorships to at least one rider from each shop. And the owner of SKATEBOX chose me to get the sponsor. Whilst I was riding for Crisp, they gave me a full complete scooter and replaced the bars and wheels a few times. So it was pretty decent riding for them. But it weren't a great sponsor after all, because I snapped my deck doing flyout tricks at my local and my mate Ryan at the time was filming an edit and he asked me to show the deck to the camera with it like in half because decent clip for the video. And he kept asking and I was like, nah. What if Crisp see it? What if I get kicked off? Nah. They won't like it. Don't worry. And he was like, go on. I was like, alright then. And this is where I fucked up. I was like, here you go. Boom. I thought, what's the worst that could happen? Obviously decks snapped, didn't they? So then Ryan put it in the edit. Crisp Scooters did see it and they instantly kicked me off their team because they're all mentally retarded thinking that decks don't snap. Of course scooter parts are gonna break. So Crisp Scooters, take these, mate. Like, come on, admit it's pretty retarded for kicking me off the team for breaking their parts. Like, name me a brand where their parts are invincible. You're not gonna find one. Scooter riders break parts all the time. How are they expecting theirs to be invincible or something? Like, of course I'm gonna break a deck on a complete scooter when I used to ride every single day. So, Crisp Scooters, thanks for that free scooter. See ya. And then me and SKATEBOX parted ways shortly after that because it was just way too awkward going in the shop. So safe on both, but SKATEBOX has to go. Right, so my fifth sponsor is actually a sick brand now. My fifth sponsor was Striker Scooters. Same story with Striker. The owner of Striker Scooters found my clips on Instagram and then messaged me on Facebook. He was like, yo mate, do you want to be on a team? And I was like, let me have a look at your parts first mate, so they're not shit. Alright, yeah, you got some camo ones, you got SCSs, forks, some wheels, decent, yeah, all for free, yeah? Alright, safe one, get me on the team. So then I accepted it. So then they instantly gave me some SCSs, some forks, some double clamps, some grip tape and wheels. And the owner was such a nice geezer, so that's always good to have when you're riding for a team. A respectful team manager. I rode for Striker for about a year, or probably not even that. Like, it was really good riding for them, but it didn't last long because I fucked up big time. Basically, I cracked a pair of their forks and SCS. Yeah, I cracked an SCS. And I had pictures to prove it. I sent it to the owner, which he kindly replaced and gave me a new pair of forks and SCS. So safe one for that. And this is where I fucked up. My mate Dylan literally only needed a fork and a SCS to ride at the time. So he offered 20 quid for my cracked ones. And I was like, well, I'm not going to ride them just in case they break on me. So if you don't mind the cracks, then yeah, take them. Give me the 20 quid and here you go. Well, about a week later after selling them to Dylan, he went into SKATEBOX to buy something and the owner recognised my SCS and forks on his scooter. And Dylan was like, yeah, mate, Spanner sold them to me. I was like, probably shouldn't have let him know that, but Dylan didn't know that the owner of SKATEBOX and the owner of Striker became really good friends at the time. Oh, friend! And they were speaking every single night on the phone. So, obviously, that night, both the owners were on the phone and SKATEBOX one was like, yo, did you know that your team rider sold the cracked parts to his mate? He was like, yeah, right. And he was like, yeah, trust me, I saw it with my own 2 eyes. So you better tell your team rider to sort it out, me. Selling faulty parts to kids? He was like, let's investigate. Bear in mind that I showed Dylan the cracks and he was perfectly fine with buying them. I said, what if they snap, what if they snap, what if they snap? He was like, no, I don't care. I don't go as hard as you, so just sell them to me, mate. I was like, sorted. So yeah, both owners found it very amusing what I'd done, but obviously I was clueless that Dylan's shoeing my parts. So the next day, man gets a message from the Striker team manager saying, yo, what did you do to them cracked parts? And I lied and lied and lied saying, oh yeah, I binned them, mate. He was like, are you sure? Because your mate has the exact same camo, SCS and forks. I was like, oh nah, he bought them off Skate Hut or DOGG scooters or something, mate. I was like, nah, I didn't give them to him, mate. Just digging myself a bigger hole. And he was like, oh, really? So your mate bought brand new ones and you binned your old ones, yeah? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, well, that's funny because I was speaking to the owner of SKATEBOX last night and he told me that your mate went in the shop with the cracked parts that you sold to him. And I was like, maybe. And he was like, well, I knew the whole time that you sold them. I just want to see how much you'd lie. And I was like, oh, fuck. I was like, fuck, I'm sorry for lying, mate, but I just didn't want to be in trouble, which got me in further trouble. So learn from me, kids. Don't lie to your team managers unless you have to, which I thought I had to, but I guess not. But the owner didn't even want to kick me off the team. He was like, it's alright, lesson learned, tell me the truth. We can move past this. And I was like feeling so much guilt and shame. I remember being at work, yeah, just having hot flushes, just sweating out, just thinking, fuck. So I was like, nah, I'm just gonna leave now. I'm gonna leave the team now. Which was the biggest mistake ever. Ow, I got a cut there. That freaking hurt. I'm gonna leave the team now. And he was like, alright, you sure? I was like, yep, get me away. Because that shame and guilt was too much. And then, yeah, now look at Striker. Now they make freaking sick titanium bars, signature decks, which I'd have. Mate, piss take. That's what I mean. You gotta stick onto these sponsors because you don't know how big they're gonna get one day. But yeah, that was me being a retard. So I've still got love for you, Striker. If you ever want me back on the team, we can leave that in the past, yeah? All that other shit. But, see you later. Now my 6th sponsor was DOGG Scooters. Same thing, Johnny John Dog was like, yo, mate, your tricks are sick. We'd love for you to rep DOGG Scooters. Do you want to be on the team? Question mark. And I was like, yes. Now DOGG Scooters was actually such a sick shop to ride for because they gave all of their team riders 50% off anything on the store. And I was working full time back then, so getting Apex decks for 125 quid was just perfect, mate. They did give me free parts sometimes as well, but honestly, I was fine with 50% off. They also gave all the team riders a discount code. Mine was like SJ10. And when people would use that on their orders, we'd get that 10% of the money. So it was pretty good getting like an extra 100 quid at the end of every month. All in all, it was definitely worth riding for them as they supported me big time. I actually left DOGG Scooters on my own because the original owner, the geezer that made DOGG Scooters, Johnny John Dog, he had like a falling out with the new owners of DOGG Scooters and he was like, yo, man's making a new shop called Culture Scooters. Do you want to stay on DOGG Scooters or come with me? So I was like, yeah, I'll help you on your Culture Scooters journey, mate. Why not? If you've built up DOGG Scooters from scratch, you can do it again. But I said I'd only join Culture Scooters if I get 50% off everything on the store. And that's my only circumstance. And he was like, yeah, that's fine, mate. So I was like, alright, safe one. DOGG Scooters, see you later. My 6th or 7th sponsor is RAMPIT UK. RAMPIT UK was owned by Kai Lawton's dad, Ian Lawton, legend. Basically, they'd get minivans, pick up loads of good riders and send them to 6 skate parks so they could just land nutty tricks. And I was riding at Corby one time and Ian came up to me and was like, yo lad, you want to join RAMPIT UK? And I was like, yes mate, of course. So got on a team. And I ended up going to Wales to Haverfordwest Skate Park opening day. And it was sick. And we went to some indoor around there as well, and it was a fat day. Like Dante Hutchinson went, Kai Lawton, and loads of the Eastbourne boys. I even got to blaze up with Dante Hutchinson, who was the best rider in the world at the time. Overall, it was a sick weekend. And that's all I've done with RAMPIT UK, because them lot live in Eastbourne, which is pretty far away from me. I was lazy as fuck, and I couldn't be asked to travel down to Eastbourne pretty much. But I'd happily go on trips with them in the future. And Ian's a legend, so I'm gonna gently just see you later. My 8th sponsor was JP Scooters. I got on JP Scooters right at the beginning of Soggy making the brand. At the time he asked me to go on the team, I was just getting back into scootering again, so huge respect to him. He was super friendly the whole time I was on the team, and he hooked me up with so many sets of wheels which you can never go wrong with. Thanks for letting me be on the team, Soggy, but it didn't last long cause basically I injured myself. I freaking done a trick, landed on my elbow so hard that I literally couldn't pick up my scooter for like 2 months, and in that time obviously I couldn't ride, so I couldn't get clips because man was injured. And to be fair, it's probably my fault because I never let Soggy know that I was injured. I just ghosted until I was better. So then Soggy messaged me saying, you haven't been riding for 2 months, mate. There's other people that would appreciate this spot on the team more than you, so we're gonna replace you and you're kicked off the team. And I was like, oh, thanks, Soggy, mate. And then, yeah, that was it. That was mine and JP's relationship. They're doing well better now. They've got other sick parts now, so JP, see you later. My 9th sponsor was Entity Pro. They were the only UK made titanium bars at the time, so, but yeah, they saw my clips and was like, do you want to be on the team? And I was like, yep. They were the only company to make coloured tie bars at the time, so he hooked me up, custom size, black titanium bars. I was like, safe on. And they were super strong, like they lasted me ages. But during the time I was riding for them, I really enjoyed it. So thank you to the owner of Entity. I was on Entity Pro for quite a while, but then I quit scootering for ages. And then by the time I got back into riding, Entity had folded the brand and quit it. Entity, thank you for the time I was with you, but see you later. My 10th sponsor is actually my shortest sponsorship I've ever had, and that was Longway Scooters, which I mentioned in the last video. This story's long for them. Now the story about Longway Scooters is a bit sticky. Now Michael, the team manager at Longway Scooters, wanted me on Longway for ages, but because all their parts are made in China, whenever a rider wants some new parts, they have to wait quite a while for them to arrive. So I accepted the sponsor, so I didn't get my parts until the night before. My biggest regret ever. Ah, fuck. I hate telling this story. Alright. Alright. So, Longway had paid for me and Michael to go to Los Angeles in America for 2 weeks. So me and him could ride a SD10. Mate, I could have rode the skate across for fuck's sake. So I got asked if I wanted to go on a trip. And who's gonna say no to going to Los Angeles? So I was like, yes, 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 yes. And that was like 3 months before the event. So I got a suitcase, I got everything I needed. I was so hyped for 3 months up to it. I was like, alright, this is it. This is going to be the sickest time ever. I was all ready in that and I was like, alright, let's go. I didn't get told until a day before our flight that I needed a visa to be in the USA. I was like, oh, no worries. As soon as I found out, I applied for it instantly and it said, you'll get the confirmation within the next 48 hours. And I was like, alright. We got it. So I got dropped off in London as me and Mickey were staying in a bed and breakfast the night before our flight. You know, so it was all cushy. He gave me all my Longway parts. I put the scooter together. I was like, alright, yeah, it's pretty sick, mate. As if we're going to America, this is nuts. But I was still at the back of my mind like, fuck. I still haven't got the confirmation for that visa yet. So then we went to the airport in the morning, ready to get on our layover flight to Ireland. And as we were about to board onto the plane, I was stood there like, I was checking my phone constantly every 2 seconds, hoping that the visa confirmation would be on there. But we were out of luck. At this point, I'd never been into an airport and never left the country, which I still haven't today. So I was just shitting bricks, just being a pussy, mate. There was just bare people around. I was like, fuck, mate. And then we were leaving the country, so I was like, alright, I've never been on the plane before, I've got this. But I was still like, fuck, shit. I was literally just being a pussy. Now, the legend, Michael, kept reassuring me that even if I got stuck in Ireland, it'd be fine. I'd be sorted out of a hotel, then I can just get a flight back to England. But I was just being the biggest wet sack ever. Like, literally, all I had to take was just that little risk of being stuck in Ireland for what, 1 night, for the reward of being in LA for 2 weeks, riding the best skate park. But no, the retard spanner decided to not take the risk. I was like, but I've never been at an airport. I'm gonna be in Ireland in a country that I've never been in a full packed airport. I'm gonna be so lost, so confused. I was like, no, I don't know if I can do it. And Michael's like, come on. And I was like, oh, I don't know. And then that was it. I was like, nah, I'm backing out. I still haven't got my visa, so I'm not risking it. So Michael's like, all right, it's up to you. I'm not gonna force you. I was like, sorry, Michael, but I'm gonna have to go, mate. I can't even imagine being stuck in another country. Like I said, I was just being the biggest pussy ever. So I was like, farewell London, farewell LA trip. Then I went to the closest train station and just got on a train home. And can you guess what happened when I was on the last train getting back to my hometown? I got the confirmation of the visa. I swear down, on the last train back, I got the confirmation for the visa. So the whole trip would have been perfectly fine, because Michael hadn't even got to Ireland yet. So I would have been perfectly fine if I took that little risk. But I deserved it for being a pussy. Like, what was I thinking? Oh my days. I remember sitting in the train station, seeing my confirmation, just crying my eyes out like, oh my days. That's all I had to do was get on that plane, and I would have had the sickest time for 2 weeks straight. Fuck. That's what I mean. I hate telling this story. So don't be like me, guys. Take risks. And I'm pretty sure for me being a pussy, I cost Longway and Michael $2.5 grand. $2.5 grand for that trip. And I just threw it in the bin because I was being a pussy. That weren't a very good introduction to me being sponsored by her, was it? And pretty much after that, I slowly stopped riding, and me and Longway just parted ways. And they replaced my spot on the team for another rider. I'm sorry once again, Longway and Michael. I really am sorry for that. And because I respect both of you still, I'm gonna gently see you later. Right, my 11th sponsor was Culture Scooters, and I already told you how I joined them. I left Dog Scooters for them. I got a few free t-shirts and some parts, but shortly after that, Culture Scooters ditched selling any other brands and basically just turned into one brand. It was sick riding for Culture. He even gave me 2 sets of free titanium bars, both gold, both lasted me ages, and he gave me free wheels and that, so overall, legendary. But sadly, Johnny John Dog has quit Culture completely, and we're not going to see it again. But I'm sure he'll make a brand in the future, he'll pop off. So thanks for the meantime, Johnny. I appreciate you, and see you later. My 12th sponsor was No Name Scooters, the first ever carbon fibre scooter bars. Now this brand messaged me the same night I landed 360 Kiki Unless Kiki, which took me 4 hours to land, so it felt like all that effort paid off. Shortly after accepting the sponsor from them, they sent me the first pair of carbon fibre bars, which I whacked on instantly, and they were the sickest things ever to ride. Every trick was 10 times easier, and I was landing worldies and bangers with ease. If you look back on my Instagram, you'll see all the tricks I was landing on them. Insane, mate. I'd do anything for a pair now. But after about a month of riding them, I managed to crack them. But what do you expect? I was riding concrete skate parks every day, landing super hard and sketchy, so for plastic bars to last even a month, amazing. So after me breaking the bars pretty quickly, the owner thought, you know what, it's probably best if we don't keep giving you free bars because they're costing us like 300 quid a set. And I don't blame him. Who would want to throw away 300 quid every month? So there's no hard feelings at all, I fully understand him. And I've got loads of love for the owner of No Name for letting me be the first rider on their team. Now technically I'm still on the team because I haven't been kicked off and I haven't quit. So if the owner's up for sending me another pair of bars, then I'll whack them on instantly. But I'm dealing with an injury on my ankle at the minute, so don't expect bangers for a little while. But yeah, I'd still be promoting No Name Scooters if I had a part to promote. So if you want to send me a pair, go for it. If not, I understand. So for the meantime, No Name Scooters, I'll gently see you later. Right, my 13th and 14th sponsors I still have to this day, and I got sponsored by them both on the same day, and the brands are RORI Scooter Store and Delta 4 Skate Park. Since being sponsored by RORI, I've got 3 pairs of wheels, I've got a 3 Longway deck, grip tape, clothes. So they've been a sick sponsor so far, as well as being on the same team as some of the best UK riders, so I feel privileged being a part of it. And I plan to stay on the RORI team for the whole time that I continue riding, unless they do a soggy and kick me off the team for my injury, so We'll see. But yeah, my injury, I've got ligament damage in my left ankle. After riding for like an hour, I end up limping around, so it's not fun. But as soon as I'm fully recovered, I'll be back doing bangers and worldies every week. Shout out to Michael and Gary at RORI. You're both legends, and I won't see a ladder because I'm still on the team. Yeah, so my 14th sponsor is Delta 4 Skatepark. Now Delta is a sick sponsor because it's the best indoor closest to me. You've seen me make videos there before. They've got sick boxes, sick resi, they've got sick half pipe spines, step up, everything you need. So if you ever get a chance to ride Delta, then definitely go. Now I've only been there a handful of times since being sponsored, but in them like 5 times I landed 3 weldies. So the last time I went there was when I actually fucked up my ankle. I was riding fly out on the roll-in and I went to do a double throw bar whip and I missed the catch on the double throw bar, went to put my foot down and I had put my foot on the edge of the curve on the roll-in and my ankle completely went all the way back, popped, clicked, cracked, everything, you name it. And I got up there, I was limping, I was like, and I was so convinced that I broke my ankle or something. And then Delta hooked it up with an ice pack. Then I managed to limp all the way from Norwich onto a bus, onto a train with the scootering in between. Then I managed to get all the way back home on one leg. But yeah, thankfully it's not a break or a fracture. It's ligament damage, which apparently is sometimes worse than a break because it can take longer to heal, or even lifetime damage. So I hope not. I hope it's better before summer, or else I'm literally gonna, but I'm praying that it heals soon so then I can ride all summer. Yeah, I still love my Delta sponsor and I'll be up there as soon as my ankle's better. So yeah, thank you Delta. And I won't see you later because I'm still on the team. Right, that was all the sponsors that I've had. Some I got kicked off, some I left, some we just parted ways naturally. I hope you enjoyed. Future sponsors, I've got parts coming out with Revolution scooters soon, some signature wheels, so look out for them. If you share this video on your Instagram story and send me proof, then you'll be thrown in a raffle to win a free sheet of my signature grip tape, so do that. And yeah, that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Tickle that like button, uppercut the subscribe button, and I'll catch you geezers in a bit. See ya later.
I ain't never gave no fucks. Ay, feel like Kobe, bitch, I'm clutch. Ay,